If you would have told me back in 2020 that I'd be using an auto heat press, I would have side-eyed you. Hey good people, if you're new here, my name is Alex, and in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how to use the new 15 by 15 auto heat press that was sent to me over at HTVRONT. Now you're gonna wanna stay to the end of this video to see if this is really beginner friendly. So let's dive right into the features. Okay, so full disclaimer, this is my first time using this heat press, and I'm gonna test out two different products. The first one being this regular cotton t-shirt that I got from Walmart. And also I wanted to test out this tote bag that I also got from Walmart just to see if this heat press stands the test, okay? I'm also gonna experiment with different types of vinyl applications. One being just traditional vinyl. I've already cut and weeded just, okay, a design right here. It just says Aries, that's just traditional Siser HTV. Now the next experiment is going to be using the heat transfer sheets. Oh, upside down. The heat transfer sheets you guys see here. If you're not new here, then you know I've used these before. I've talked about them when it comes to heat press business, about working smarter, not harder. So we're going to be testing out these two today to see how this heat press really performs. Okay, so let's get into the actual heat press itself. So this is what it looks like as far as size. You guys see under here, this is where you'll set your products. So, I mean, like I said, relatively, it's not that big, it's not that heavy. It's 15 by 15, you know, as far as size and dimensions. So getting started, being a beginner in the heat press world, I think you'll be just fine, okay? So you have your plate here, just slide that out. That comes out to about that much. So you see the distance from the plate to the heat press. And so that's what it looks like. So you could put t-shirt, you know, socks, all, you know, whatever apparel, whatever products that's conducive to, you know, the heat press business. You could put that there and then boom, you slide that in and all that stuff. Now, when it comes to how to operate this is your power button here. So I'm going to turn this on here in a second. And you're gonna actually see my screen and how to set it up. But before I do that, I wanna be sure you know what to do before I turn it on. So this is your power button. Right here, you have your temperature button. You have your time button, okay? Now moving on to the middle, you have three different buttons. The first one being your mode button. This is how you can pretty much kind of like set your settings and your time if it fits your needs. You have your actual settings button right here. Then you have the A button for the auto press feature. Over to the right, you have your plus and your minus sign, how you can increase your temperature and, you know, decrease your temperature, as well as the settings for the time. That's how you operate it right there. Now this button is pretty much just like your go-to green light. When your heat press is done, this is gonna highlight green, letting you know that your machine is ready to go and you can start pressing your product. So let me go ahead and turn this on. It's gonna flash here. So the heat press is going to start heating up to that 210 temperature, okay? And I have it for 23 seconds. This is flashing red, but like I said before, when this is ready, it's going to be green and you're going to be good to go. Now, as this is heating up, let's see, because this is my first time using it, let's see as it's heating up, can we adjust the settings? So we can go to temperature here. We can, that's flashing. I can press a few, you know, clicks of the plus sign here. I know how like high the temperature has to be, I guess, when it comes to like heat transfer vinyl. So I'm gonna crank it up to about 300, okay? And then press it again to set it. So press once to modify, press it again to set it. Same thing with the time. You press it once, it starts flashing, and then you just adjust it the way you need to, and then you press it again to set it, okay? Now moving on to the buttons down below, this mode feature actually comes with like default settings. This will give me a default temperature and time. So as you see, it's going to go up to 300 and then stay at the 15 seconds. If I press it again for mode number 2, it's at 320 for 15 seconds. Now, if I keep pressing it, it goes to different settings. So if these settings are good for you, you can honestly come in here, press the mode, and you're good to go. Now to make sure the settings stick, just hold this button down for, I believe, 1.5 seconds. And now your settings are good to go each time. And the machine remembers your, you know, your selection. So that's that. I'm okay with the 300 for 15 seconds. And I'm gonna hold this down and now it's set, okay? Perfect. So let's wait a few minutes while this heats up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit at the settings. and this light is gonna be green. So I'll be right back. All right, so while I'm waiting for this to heat up, I wanted to show you what the heat press comes with as well. So you have your Teflon sheet here. You have your instructions. Highly recommend that you read your instructions through and through, especially if you're new to heat presses and you don't know what to do at all. It doesn't hurt to take the time to actually read this so you know what you're doing. And then they send you, okay, some heat transfer vinyl to practice with if you're new to it as well, okay? So these are just some bonuses when it comes to buying the heat press that you will get as well. Okay, not sure if you guys can hear it heating up or just like the sound going off from the actual heat, but you have the green light, so I'm good to go to press. My temperature is set to 300 and my settings are 15, and I think this is great. Even when I had the manual press, these are the settings I would use anyway, so this is pretty spot on for me. So now let's test out the tote bag and then the t-shirt. All right, y'all, so I had to kneel down a little bit just so you guys can see me just lay everything down. I'm gonna slide my plate out. I've never pressed a tote bag before, so let me put the handles on the inside to see if that'll really like get them out the way. And yeah, okay, I think that's good. If y'all know how to properly press a tote bag, then let me know, because I don't really know. I'm normally just t-shirts. I'm gonna take the transfer sheet, okay? Center that. It's kind of bulky. Hold on. Okay, so I changed my mind. I took the straps out because it was kind of bulky with the straps inside. Again, I've never pressed a tote bag, so this is my first time, okay? However, I have pressed several transfer sheets before, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go ahead and see, you know, the magic happen. Before I slide this back in though, I wanted to show you that when it comes to the auto settings, when you see that A right there, you know that it's on the right settings for the auto press. So now let's see and let's make it happen. I'm gonna slide that in. Oh, see that? It just pressed it down. Ooh, uh-oh, it's not sticking. Let me try it again. Okay, I don't know, you guys. The tote bag isn't pressing, huh? Let me try the t-shirt. Okay, so let's try the traditional vinyl because the tote bag was not working. Okay. One. Okay, let's see. Hey good people, so sorry to interrupt this video, but I wanted to let you know that I've started my consultation services to help you get started with your business. I know what it's like when you have so many ideas and you don't know where to start. It can be frustrating and quite frankly, it can slow you down. So in the description box below, you'll find the link to book a consultation with me so that way you can have peace with knowing where to start in your business. Now let's get back to the video. Okay. All right, so far we're one of two. Let me figure out this right here and I'll be back. Okay, so y'all see this first. Remember, this is my first time using this too, okay? I'm trying to see what settings are gonna be the best for a tote bag material. Now, this is a thicker film, so I'm just experimenting with like increased temperature and also increased time. So let's see, let that count and we'll see if this works. Okay, steaming. Y'all see that? Ooh, nope, that is not what you want. You want that to stick. Okay, now let me get to my final thoughts. Okay, real quick, I didn't want to give up on this, so I'm trying a heat transfer sheet with the t-shirt instead of a tote bag. So let's see how this performs when it comes to a transfer sheet and a t-shirt versus a tote bag. Okay, so I'm gonna try this again with the heat transfer sheets and a t-shirt. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Up. Look at that. That worked. Okay, let me give my final thoughts. So let's start with the positives. If you are a beginner and you want to solely press t-shirts, use traditional vinyl, get your feet wet to see if this is a business model for you, then I do recommend this heat press. This auto feature, it is next level. And if you're somebody that likes to work smarter and not harder, let's just say you go and press your heat press, you can go ahead and get like your packaging together. You can go ahead and get so many other things with your order together. So you can kind of like set it and forget it with it, and that's something I truly think is super cool. Like, it is next level. This is a new wave of heat presses, and I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing the style of heat presses come out like this. So that's something I do enjoy. I also say, as far as the price point, this retails at $299. There are so many more expensive heat presses out there, so for under $500 and it's an auto press, I mean, that is a pretty good deal if you ask me. So when it comes to traditional vinyl, you know, just pressing t-shirts and the price points, I consider those pros, okay? Now, what I'm not in the business of doing is BSing you. So let's talk about the cons that I picked up while using this heat press and that you guys saw for yourself. So I pressed the heat transfer vinyl sheets, and although this looks really good, and this has to be a very quick application, when it comes to using transfer sheets, what we found out was that this heat press works best when you use more so like apparel and transfer sheets versus accessories like this tote bag here. Now, I'm okay with this staying like this. I can fix it. I will just press it on something else and be fine. However, that's something that could be a drawback if you want to offer more products to your customers. So when it comes to using heat transfer sheets, you saw I had to press it twice and I had to make sure I just ripped it off like a band-aid. Now, if you're new to heat transfer sheets, that's the application itself. You do have to apply more pressure and then rip it off very fast. That's just the nature of heat transfer sheets. But using the auto press, what we saw is that you needed 2 presses and that swift application. So if that's something that draws you back, this might not be the press for you. However, it can still be great for beginners if you're looking to start in this industry. So it works well with traditional vinyl, as y'all saw here. I just did that one time, okay, and I just peeled it off just like normal. So we do know that it works well with t-shirts and traditional heat transfer vinyl. But I want to hear your thoughts, okay? Let me know in the comments how you feel about this product. Is this new to you? Have you ever seen this before? And do you think this is long lasting for a business? Again, if you're a beginner, I think you'll be good to go with this heat press. And I truly say that with all of my heart because this is next level, okay? But let me know your comments down below because I'm ready to hear what y'all gotta say. Now, if you are intrigued with this heat press, you have a discount code waiting for you down below in the description box. So that way you can save you some money if you're starting in your business. Now, if you're new to the heat press industry and you wanna learn more, I have 2 videos you can watch so that way you can get started with your heat press business for 2023. As always, subscribe if you're liking the vibe, and I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye, y'all.